Feels a bit strange to be filming a dinner recipe for you guys when this is going to be going up at 9:30 a.m. on a Sunday. But I wanted to share a dinner recipe with you, a very chilled, not much planning gone into it. If you follow me on TikTok, you may know that I do a lot of fridge raid meals where I just look what's in the fridge, we pull something together. If you only follow me on Instagram, you may only see more polished recipes that I do and a lot of my sourdough baking. And I wanted to start bringing a few of my more polished fridge raid meals to YouTube, because TikTok is very much, I'll plonk you down, we'll make something together, we'll see if it works. I think it will, you never really know. I mean, I say you never really know. I think with cooking, I had a friend ask me this the other day and they said, do you ever make something and it just doesn't turn out good? And my response was, when you're comfortable and good with cooking, when you do it as often as I do it, you should never get to an end point and the dish tastes bad, because you should be tasting the things at every single stage wherever possible, and you'll know the certain flavour profiles that will go together. And it almost never happens that I create something and it doesn't at least taste good. It may not turn out exactly as I wanted it to in terms of techniques, but the flavour's always there. I wanted to share on YouTube some dishes that I have just kind of thrown together, not really planned. This isn't a recipe, this is just, I've got this in the fridge and I know this is going to be a delicious meal, and this is going to be one of those. I actually have some leftover pork, it's a pork chop, I think it's got the bone in, from a dinner party that we did. It really needs using up. I think today's the last day that it's going to be on its good legs. This will take moments, so we're just going to keep this aside. So we're going to cook this very simply in a cast iron pan, get some nice colour on it, but we're also going to do it with a lovely cheesy polenta, and I've got some tender stem broccoli and some fennel in the fridge as well. So we're going to roast those off with some salt, pepper, olive oil, and have some pork chops on a bed of cheesy polenta with lovely roasted vegetables. So let's get making that. Let's go get the vegetables first from the fridge. I'm going to do these in the air fryer. I have gone all this time without having an air fryer, and I recently got one. It's the Our Place Wonder Oven, really cute little thing. First time I'm going to be cooking vegetables in it, so this is going to be a little bit of experiment between us. I don't think these will need long. The polenta's probably going to take the longest part, but again, that won't take long as well. This is going to be like a half an hour start to finish meal, really. So let's get the polenta on first. Get a little pan. And polenta is so simple. It's a 2 ratio of stock to polenta. And half a cup will be fine for 2 people. And we're going to do this for 2 people. So we're going to put in half a cup of polenta. And you can mix up the liquid that you put in this. You could use half stock, you could use half milk. I think I'm going to do straight up all stock with this one. I was actually really kindly sent a load of broths by this company, the Borough Broth Company. I wouldn't normally buy broth. I would make it myself, but it is useful having some ready to go. A whole cup of beef stock, which I think is going to be this whole thing. Yeah, perfect. We'll just put this whole sachet in. Mix this together, get it on the heat. Okay, so we're going to have like a medium-low heat. Some pepper. I'm going to go with some smoked salt. I love smoked salt so much. A small pinch to start off with, because we're going to be seasoning using Parmesan as well. You can also use cheddar, but the cheese that I'm going to use to make this a cheesy polenta is Parmesan. Okay, once your polenta's coming to a simmer, you're just going to leave it for like 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it. But the veg is only going to take hopefully 10 minutes in the air fryer. Never done it before, so I'll have to see about that. So I'll keep an eye on this. We'll ravine in 10 minutes once it's been cooking for 10 minutes. Polenta's almost there, so let's get this pork chop onto a pan so we can oil it, salt and pepper it. Drizzle of olive oil, sprinkle of salt, a bit of pepper. This will take so little time in a hot cast iron as well. And the glory about pork is that it can be slightly pink too. So resting time and cooking time, you'll be absolutely fine. So we'll just set this aside. Ready for when we cook that. Let's prep these veg. It's like I say, it's the first time we're using the air fryer. Very cute, tiny little pans. I'm not sure if it's gonna get overloaded if you put 2 trays in, but we'll see. I think these bits might be a touch too woody, so we will get rid of these bits. Slice the fennel into nice chunks. Scatter them on here. We're going in with like this kind of size here. A splash of milk in with the polenta, just because it's starting to catch a little bit on the bottom. We'll turn the heat down a bit. Just do all of it. Drizzle with olive oil. A little bit of salt. This is a herb salt, I think. Pepper. A nice like squeeze of lemon as well. We'll get these into our little Wonder Oven air fryer. We'll do like 10 minutes. This is a whole new world to me, the air frying world. Get the parmesan ready for the polenta. I'm also going to prep now some shallots and garlic to go in with the pan to deglaze it once we're done cooking the pork. So we'll get some shallots. One of the best tips I have with cooking and getting things ready is to always have a bowl on the side of your chopping board where you can put all of the scraps of anything that you don't need anymore. Just keeps a nice tidy work surface. You're not having to navigate having like little bits of onion skins here and the chopped onion there. It just makes it so much easier. So always put your scraps in a bowl like this. Let's give the polenta a taste. Just check if it's cooked first, because then we'll put in some butter and the parmesan. It needs longer. I'm going to put a little bit more milk in, just to keep it nice and loose. It will need more seasoning, so we'll see what it's like after we put the parmesan in. It might be that we need a little bit more after. So let's get the cast iron ready. For me, with cooking any kind of steak, beef, pork, I think cast iron is the best way. Barely clean it, just wipe it down with a cloth whenever I use it. Let's get this on super high heat, as like high as it will go, searing hot. And I'm not going to put any oil or anything in this pan just yet. We've oiled the steak, so that'll be fine. But we will put in butter afterwards when this is resting. So I'm going to get a secondary pan ready to put the pork chop onto when it's done. These ones are great because you'll be able to like pour all the sauce that collects. Okay, super hot pan. And go in first, fat side down to render off some of this fat. Okay, in with a knob of butter. Give this a base. Looking right? Oh, beautiful, look at that. Beautiful colour on that. We'll put her into this tray just to rest. Let's turn down the temperature down to like medium heat. Another little bit of butter. We're not scared of butter here. Let's also put some butter into the polenta. If you ever wonder why food in restaurants tastes so good, it's butter and salt. It's always butter and salt. So a nice knob of butter into that polenta. I'm gonna add a pinch more seasoning. That's around 30 grams of Parmesan. Might even have some cheddar, let's see. We do, we have some cheddar. So we'll put a sprinkling of cheddar in as well, why not? I'm just gonna crumble in this. That's probably another 30 grams, maybe 40. We're going to deglaze this as well with a little bit of, if you have any sherry, white wine, cider. I think I've got some Pedro Jimenez. I have masala. Let's do a little bit of masala to deglaze the pan. Cook that alcohol off. A little bit of masala. If you wanted more of a thick sauce, you could add in some double cream, take it off the heat or keep it on low. Or you could always add a slurry, so that's a little bit of flour and water mixed together. That'll make it more like a gravy. Vegetables are done. But I'm just gonna keep it like this. I think because we've got the creaminess of the cheesy polenta, I don't feel the need to have a rich creamy sauce as well. I kind of want a more lighter but like almost stocky sauce instead. And that's gonna be pretty much done. Let's try some of this polenta now. The veg is done too. Oh, adding a little bit of milk to this really worked. I think we're ready to plate up. Okay, we have our veg. Fennel looks gorgeous. Broccoli, crispy, delicious. That needed an extra 5 minutes actually, so I cooked those for 15 minutes in the air fryer. Lawrence is out, so this will just be us having dinner. I will save him some of the pork though, because he'll be very gutted to miss out on the pork. Moment of truth to see if it's cooked well enough. And if it's not, it's fine. It's a very forgiving cut of meat. Like I say, you can have it rare, but also you can put it back in the pan. You know, I know we've got that sauce going, but get another dry pan, you'll be fine. It's gonna carve out the bone. Beautiful, juicy, slightly pink pork. The broccoli next. Something I think that's really important when you plate up food is to have contrast in colour. So this green against the polenta is going to be really beautiful, and then this pork colour against this. If you're ever wanting to make a dish look instantly good, pop some contrast in colour, and that could even be a scattering of chopped fresh chilies, some sesame seeds, spring onion, fresh herbs, pomegranate seeds, anything that will go with the dish that you're making. So let's get some of these bits. Lawrence is a fan of the fatty bits of pork, and I prefer the more leaner bits, so he'll be getting those, I'll be getting these ones. And this whole process, this has taken half an hour. Creamy polenta, crispy tender stem broccoli and fennel, pork chop and a beautiful masala sauce. All those flavours just go so well together. The creaminess of the polenta, aniseedy from the fennel, that beautiful pork as well. This is pork from our local butcher as well, so it's really beautiful, good quality meats. This is a lot of fun cooking with you, being slow paced, and just taking time on this. Thanks for being here, and let me know if you want to see more of this, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy Sunday.